Designs. Hey, this episode today we're going to be joining our friends at Craft from the Clock. This episode is going to be streamed right into Craft from the Clock. So hopefully you get to watch us through there. And if you're not, I'll tell you all about it in just a second. But first of all, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this Thursday. Today is Thursday, um, no, December 11th. So I hope you'll be having a great Thursday thus far, and that you can continue to wrap up your day here with me, with us, as we finishing up, and we're working on this Christmas season. Lots of inspirational ideas. I just saw my friend Linda finishing up here from Circle Hearts Creations, on Craft on the Clock. Hi, Tracy. Thank you so much for streaming me right in. Tracy, I wanted to ask you, I'm going to look it up, but I'm kind of planning on being on tomorrow's event, but I'm not confirming. I can't remember. I signed up so many that day. If you're joining me through Craft on the Clock, I want to say thank you, and also if you're not and want to know more about it, it's a wonderful free private group of crafters that you're welcome to join just by requesting to join in, answer some questions, and yeah, and be confirmed in. And you're going to have a array of crafters with an incredible amount of skills and talent, where you're going to be able to get inspired 24/7, either via live videos or live tutorial videos, or through replays. Let me go ahead and say hello to Miss Janet and Kay and Ellie. How are you, friend? 2 days in a row. Imagine that. Let's see who else is here. I'm all the way here in Tampa, Florida, which, believe it or not, I am cold. It's not really cold, guys. Let me just tell you how much it is. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my screen page, and I'll tell you how it is. Does it say here? It says that it's 55 degrees here. I am freezing cold today. Hi, Mr. Jan. So let me know where you're watching, and maybe you could just go boo at me, because I am freezing cold. I am really freezing today. I don't know why. Anyways, we're going to be recycling today. That's what we're going to have today. That is what I have for you today. I'm going to be recycling. And you're probably asking me, what are you recycling? Well, let me tell you all about it. So I have here, now probably you could tell by now. Let me go ahead and put this here, make sure it doesn't fall. And I have here one of those rolls of ribbons. One of the many rolls of ribbons that I have bought. That I use during my decorations during Christmas time. I have this big old roll of ribbon, and today we're going to go ahead and use this and recycle this and to transform it into a beautiful drum, a little drum ornament. And those that are coming into YouTube world, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Maureen with His Gross Designs, and I want to welcome you into this live tutorial video for crafting. And I love to make things that are just easy to make, that are just using very inexpensive materials, but also making them into neutral designs, neutral color designs, like, as well, always giving them a little touch of elegance. So if that's something that you like, I would love for you to join. Not only that, but to subscribe to my channel, so that way you can go ahead and get more of these videos coming to you. Hello, Miss Diane. So let's go ahead and see how we're going to go ahead and use this very, it's just a regular one. I actually had another one, and here it is. And this one, like, well, this one is a much taller, and I think we could use it for something else. But I do save these kind of things. So today we're going to get to use it. And let me just go ahead and show you. It's 27 degrees in New York City. Well, New York. I'm not sure if it's New York City, but it's in New York. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to start cutting down and the roll here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut down. And immediately after I went ahead and cut it, I'm realizing that I'm cutting it a little bit too short, too further in. So we're going to go ahead and do a better job on the top one. So this is still covering, still there. Hello, Miss Cheryl. Thank you so much, sister, for joining. The next time what I'm going to be cutting it in, but I'm going to leave a little lip. Let me say hello to, oh, Cheryl, you're also on, it says that it's 48 degrees. You're also on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining, friend. And Shelly, thank you. Hello, friend. Thank you for joining us there on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one in. I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit not so close to the edge, but I'm going to leave a little lip. And in that way, it could become kind of like a little, cover. Hello, Miss Amanda. Thank you for all those hearts, friends. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. Hey, this is, I know that we have these sort of things at home right now. So if you have not thrown yours away, let's come with me and let's see how we could go ahead and recycle and reuse them. All right, so I'm now notice that I left a little lip here. Hello, Miss Kelly. Thank you always for sprinkling, friend. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and push it in. The only thing is that this scissor is way too big for this. And I think my other scissors, let me go ahead and use this trimming little scissors. Hold on. I think my other scissors, I'm using that for another craft inside. So I don't have them with me. Hold on a second. I do have a small one. I do have a tiny one. Here it is. And this is perfect to make those little ones. So I'm going to make little slips because we're going to fold this down. And as we fold it, because it's a round shape, we need to, in order for it to be folded down correctly, we're going to make little tiny slips into the cardboard, and I'll show you what that means. Notice what I'm doing right here. See that? So that way when we're folding it down, it's going to permanently just go and you don't have any issues folding it down. How's your Thursday been, guys? It's been a long day for me. It's been a good day, but it's been long. And on this 55 degrees here in Tampa, I am cold. Go figure. Just a year ago, I was always sweating. North Texas is in the 50s, 57. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start folding this down. And we're not going to even care that our price is still there. No worries, no worries. So I'm going to just go ahead and start prepping this by folding it down. But just a second, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So my plan is not going to be to paint this roll. Where my plan is that I'm going to be using some scrapbooking paper. So let me show you what I have here. This is what's in the plans right now. Can you believe, you guys, I found this at the Dollar Tree today. Yeah, today. Today. I went over there to get something. I get my dryer sheets there. And I saw this and I'm like, oh, you're coming home with me. All right. Also, just want to let you know, I went to Home Goods over the weekend, I believe it was. I put a picture of that. And you guys, Home Goods, at least in my area, has already been picked up. And I mean, Christmas has been picked up, but my Home Goods in my area kind of tucked away already. So imagine. All right. So look at this little sequence. See that? Beautiful. Lovely. Give it a thumbs up if you think this is just gorgeous. So I think this with the velvet is going to, look at that, what we got planned. All right. So stay tuned. So instead of painting it, because I don't want to painting today, I found this piece of scrapbook, 29 degrees in New Jersey. Oh, but it feels like 16 degrees right now. I can't. I think I probably have like three sweaters on. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and start putting this. So if you're having type of scrapbooking, what if you don't have a scrapbook paper? Then if you have something like a napkin, if you have wrapping paper, if you have do you like it, Cheryl? If you have a nice wrapping paper, I'm gonna go ahead and get my measurement here. My measurement, yes. Everything didn't sound correctly. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my measurement, fold it in here, just so that I could make sure that I get my, of course, that did not work out. So let's see, let's try it again. Just trying to be sure that I get the correct measurement here. And yes, I'm just folding it down just to kind of figure it out. All right, so I think I figured out more or less, and I'm gonna go for it. I'm going to leave it just a slightly, gonna cut it just slightly over. And because it's one of those that, you know, it's better if you have a little bit over than missing. Okay, so it looks like this size a little longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this out again. Thank you for sprinkling, Teresa. It is a beautiful scrapbook paper. Look at that, you guys. Isn't it beautiful? You got your blues, you got your greens, you got your red, your cranberry red. I think it's gorgeous. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start doing it. And remember, yesterday we used even a glue stick for this, for one of the craft that we were working on that I never took a picture of. I haven't been home that much today. So I'm going to see, I'm gonna measure, and it looks like I need to cut here. Great. All right, I'm gonna save this other piece of paper, scrapbook paper, and we're gonna cover that. And now, in addition to this, we're going to use yet another piece of paper. So before I continue gluing, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take my same paper and I'm going to cut. And this one is going to be a shorter amount of paper. So not going to be as long as this one. Thank you, Kelly. You love the paper too. How's everyone here on YouTube feeling? Still got several of you there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use the same measurements, you know, just white work twice. And I go ahead and use the same measurements. I'm going to use, and I'm going to show you what this paper looks like. And I'm going to tell you why we're cutting two different sizes, two different types of paper. All right, look at this lovely paper. Oh no, hold on a second. I think I cut the wrong way. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it again because I did cut it the wrong way. So I've got to cut, should have looked. But look at this pretty paper. I'm gonna just bring it up to you. Can you see that? It's kind of like a nice handwritten, and it's like note. And look at the coloring. I think it looks really beautiful. It looks kind of vintage. So I'm gonna make sure that I have the correct amount. I mean the correct way. I want it to look to be cut correctly, meaning that, you know, for the words not to be, I didn't want it to be cut this way. So when I'm putting it, my words are up and down. I wanted to follow this way, the way it's supposed to, handwriting is supposed to be, which is horizontally. So with that, it was my mistake. Just want to bring that up to you. Right. Okay, so now let me tell you why we're going to be doing two different types of paper. And the reason why is because it is cold. Are you expecting some snow on Sunday? Oh, I wish I could invite you all to Florida right now. But I don't want to invite anybody else to Florida because our traffic is awful. Traffic is really awful. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start putting this one here. I'm going to put this one down. And perfect. And then what we're going to be doing with this one is that I'm going to be cutting it into triangles. Mary Snyder, friend, thank you so much for joining. So I'm going to come over here. And hi, Vicky, how are you? Vicky, I saw your message. I'm sorry, you probably left it like a long time ago on YouTube. And I told my daughter, I'm going to sit down tomorrow. I'm going to answer all those YouTube messages because I need to do that. All right, so this is you could do it with a regular glue stick. The one that I'm using right now, if it looks a little funky, it's actually really good. And it is by Aleene's. And it's kind of like an industrial brand. I believe it or not, I bought it at the Dollar Tree. And I bought several of them when I saw it. So I'm going to wrap up my piece of cardboard. What would you call this? Ribbons, the center of my ribbon. I don't know what you call this. The inner roll. I don't even know what you call it. This part, what would you call it? It's like the ribbon middle. I don't know, the tube, the inner tube. I don't even know what to call it. All right, so now that it is completely covered, I'm gonna make sure that it is pressed everywhere really well so that we don't have much bubbling and that everything is making, that is connecting or is touching the roll. Okay. Now at this point, I'm going to, we get to go ahead and check our bottom if in case, well, not our bottom, but check this bottom. And go ahead and see if there's anything else that I need to trim. There. And there. That's it. All right. Now, just want to let you know, this one over here that we're going to be, that is folded like this is going to be my top. This is going to be my top part. You know what, YouTube? I'm going to bring you in a little bit there. This is going to be my top part. There it is. See? That's going to be my top part. This is going to be my bottom, the bottom part of this. Cardboard tubing. Thank you. Thank you. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, how do I call this? All right, so now what I'm going to do with this one, as you can see, it's a little shorter than what I need, and that is purposely. So what I'm going to do is that I want to go ahead and start making triangles. So I'm going to bring it, going to kind of just kind of like fold it to what the middle of my of the triangle that I want could be. And that way I could come from the middle, from the top, and go to that center point there and make a triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and make my triangles just like this, right? Now, at this point, you know, you guys can use any kind of paper. Don't worry, you're probably thinking, that doesn't quite mix, doesn't look alike. No worries. All right, so what we're going to do, and the reason why I don't want to do so many now, I'm going to cut my triangles, but we're not going to glue them. We're going to be gluing one at a time. And the reason why is because we have something else to add to this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my triangles now. And we'll continue. So I'm going to use that one as my model, my template. So we got 2. Continue in my template. Got 3. See, guys, what happens is that when it gets cold here, and the reason why I'm cold, when it gets so cold down here in Florida, our homes are not built to withstand, or to stay warm. Our homes are built to stay cold, because of the heat, the heat that we get. So when it gets cold down here, our homes don't have that extra layer of insulation. Our insulation is mostly up on top on the roof, because of the sun. That's where you get the most heat from. So when it gets cold down here, our homes get really cold really easily, because it's kind of a struggle to warm them up unless the sun comes out, because of that. So right now it's 55 degrees. It's probably, it's probably just, probably feeling like around 69 degrees inside the house. So because of that, even though, yes, we do have our heater, obviously the AC is the heater, but still, you guys, I tell you, it's not the same. That's when you have, nice steamy heater coming from your vent. All right, so I'm going to now start gluing these. Now remember, this is the top. This part with the lip, it has the top. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing one at a time. So I'm going to start with number 1. I'm going to put it over to make sure that it's going to be covering up where the 2 ends came together. So I'm going to put that there just to make sure that it is covered. And that way we do not see any connections whatsoever. Okay, I think I messed up again. Did I really? I think I did. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up, because you guys, it's upside down. The words. Oh, it's very tricky when you're using a paper with words to know which way to cut it. So I'm going to use, thankfully I have more of this paper. There it is. Now we're correct. All right, so now that I did my first triangle there going down, so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to, before I glue the next one, I'm going to take this burgundy, it's kind of like a cranberry velvet. And this one is by Martha Stewart. And I did purchase it at, I purchased it, where was it? At a Home Goods, Home Goods. So I'm going to go ahead and trim my edge here. I'm going to trim it in the form of a triangle. So 45-degree angle. And I'm going to begin by the reason why we got to do it as a triangle, you guys, is by 45-degree angle, is that by the mid-cent, by the way that you cut it, then you could come over here and glue it down. Okay, so that's what we're doing. All right, so let me go ahead and put my, for this I need my hot glue because I really need it to stay put right away without moving. So we're gonna go ahead and meet that right there in this, where the two papers connect. I'm gonna press that down and there. So now I'm going to come and trim my bottom, the bottom part here. And I'm going to do the same thing with the next one. Glue it from the top to the bottom. And this is the reason why, you guys, I'm not gluing them one next to the other. I'm talking about, you know, the scrapbook paper, the triangle scrapbook paper. Okay, cut. There. So there is my number one. Now, that's why I really can't see. So now that I have this measurement, I'm going to come back and I'm going to see where my next one will be. And it looks, I remember that I'm going to need to leave a little bit of a space in between for my next triangle to go. All right, are we good so far? I'm going to making sure that I'm giving good directions. So let me know, give it a thumbs up if I'm not, if I'm good and I haven't lost anybody with the directions. So remember, we're going to go ahead and leave a little bit of space just to make sure that we have enough space for our velvet ribbon to go. Okay, so just a little tiny bit of space between the velvet ribbon and where the next one's supposed to go. Come back. And you all, this velvet ribbon right now is really trending. So let's start over here. And depending, I can't tell you how many triangles will fit. It really depends on the kind of roll, the thickness of the roll, or the diameter of the roll that you have. Let me know. All right, so let me know, you guys, that you haven't lost anybody. How many days into Christmas? Today's the 11th. So, what do you have, 13 days, more or less? I tell you, Christmas just flies. All right, so here we go. And are we good? Hi, Patty. Hello, friend. All right, so I think this is looking so cute, guys. So I'm going to come back and make plans for my next one. And it looks like I may have just enough room to do just one more. If anything, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to trim these two down just slightly, because I want to make sure that I have enough space to put both of them. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just trim them down so that there is plenty of room and they're not really overlapping each other. Okay. So it looks like that will go there. And great. It looks like we have gray spacing. Okay. So I'm going to come back, get my glue stick. The one thing that I want to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm not using this for paper. That's my what do you call that? My fabric scissors. Using it for the velvet. Oh, I tell you, I have learned to take care of the fabric scissors, because you guys, tell you what, they are amazing when they're really truly sharp and that you don't use them for anything else. So I think we have some new friends. Hi, B. How are you, B? And what's the weather down your way, B? So I'm going to come back over here, cut. How are we doing on timing, you guys? So I already went through 30 minutes, believe it or not. And I still haven't finished this part. Yikes. I forgot to look on the list as to who was the next crafter. On Facebook, on Craft from the Clock, I really, truly forgot. I'm so sorry. And who's ready for Away in a Manger? I've been looking forward to it. I think it's the fact that it's the, you know, the true meaning of Christmas. And I think we need a few more crafters, you know, a few more ideas always when you come with that theme. That's just me. You know, and it's hard to kind of make some of those crafts and not sound repetitive and not feel repetitive because, you know, we're using the same theme. But I have an itchy nose. This side of my nose is itchy. All right, so now this is my very, very, very last spot right here. My very last triangle. And look at that, you guys. I have a treat for you guys. You'll see what we're going to have on the top. There we go. All right. Well, I have 28 of you very glued here. But let me know how you guys are liking this. Okay, so here is our top. Doesn't that look so pretty? Oh, it's beautiful. At least I think so. All right, so now it's time to start pressing this one down. But before that, this is what I thought of using perhaps our sequins. You see that on the bottom and on the top? So I was thinking of using that, but before that, I think I'm going ahead of myself. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this part gets kind of pressed down. You know what, you guys? After going through all that trouble, I don't think we need to. I don't think we need the lip because it just gets very bulky. I'm noticing that it becomes very bulky. Thank you, Mary Lou. That has become, you know, when I fold it this way, it just becomes very bulky. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and do without it and cut it. So I'm going to go ahead and start bringing it. And I'm going to just trim it off just like the bottom part was trimmed off. So, sorry, went through all the trouble of snipping and snipping for nothing. But you don't really know what, you know, you need or don't need until you're really into your craft. Right? Okay. So now, but I want to be able to do and make it look like it is a drum, like we have actually like a lip. So we're gonna do that. Um, were you filling in for someone? Tanya, somebody, it was in the calendar. Thanks for asking. It was in the calendar that somebody just um what do you call that? Signed up, but then they couldn't come out, couldn't fulfill the spot. So when I saw it on the calendar this morning, it was open for a while. So I'm not sure who had signed up originally. This morning when the calendar was posted, the agenda was posted for the day, it said to be announced. So so yeah. All right, so I have this corrugated, is that what it's called, I guess, I believe? Yeah, corrugated white cardboard. Now, I purchased mine. I know that we could go ahead and do it. We could go ahead and do it with by peeling off a piece of cardboard. Obviously, you could dampen it a little bit, peel that top layer off, and you could have that. I'm like, it's 45 minutes that I have, you guys. So I think I need to be a little faster. So I'm going to go ahead and use it just like this. And we're going to glue it on the side. Now, I did notice that I cut just a little bit too thick. So I'm going to trim it down. And we're going to cover the top part. So let's go ahead and worry about that as well. Okay. There we go. So you see that? And that looks like a little bit of what do you call that? Of like the end. Kind of like the screw, like when you're screwing the top of a lid. Yeah, trim it just a little bit because it's a small. Okay, so I think now, great. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, we're going to go ahead and cover the top. And this is where I wasn't sure how to cover my top. Yesterday, if I remember, and I don't know if I have a piece of paper around here, or I probably threw it away. Yeah, I threw it away. See my trash can. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of this on the top. And I'm going to show you what else I have in there. So I'm going to just go ahead and gonna do it with this, you guys, because I do remember that I had the pencil in my hair yesterday and I took it inside and it's next to my bed. So I'm gonna just make a marking right here. And I'm gonna cut two pieces of this round because we're gonna use one for the top, one for the back, for the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut two pieces of that, and for that I just need to start hurrying up. The skin of the drum, thank you. Just terminology that I'm not used to. The skin of the drum. Are you seeing single digits for Sunday? Yikes. I'm sorry, guys. Stay warm. Stay warm. Oh, you're so sweet, learning wherever you go. And thank you for sharing on Facebook. Okay, so this is going to be covering right on the top. And I may just have done it just a little bit long. We'll see. And where's my glue stick? There. What I may not have enough time to do with you guys here is to do the little sticks. For the drum. Do the bottom too. And now on the top, just to make it extra special, I am going to put a little something, a little saying. So just to make it a little special on the skin of the drum. So it's a lot of paper. And, but of course you could customize it. You could paint it if you like. Okay. So we got this covered. Look how cute that looks. And we still got, you know, little details to put, but we're going to go ahead and take care of all of the major parts. So remember that this is my top right here. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to put that corrugated paper all throughout, all around. There we go. Now this part does not have to stay white, you guys. This part you could go ahead and get some wax, some, you know, just, yeah, some wax, and dingy, dingy it up. And you could also take some rubber buff, however you want to do it, and to give it the look you want. There we go. See that pretty? Now we're going to do, remember that I cut a little smaller piece. Thank you, Teresa. I got a thinner piece, and that one's going to be for the bottom part. So I'm going to try to put my ends together on the same spot. So it looks like it's here. This one is very thin for the bottom. There we go. Guys, I've been wanting to do this craft for a while. There are so many renditions of this one on Pinterest that, you know, you kind of like want to see, you know, I want to make it my own. So it was one of those that I'm just thinking to have the right materials. All right, so here it is, our sweet little drum. Don't forget, this is going to be an ornament, so we got to turn it into an ornament. Now, also part of the scrapbook, I bought these sheets like this, and I thought these are so sweet, we got to use them somehow. So, so then I thought, well, perhaps I could put something like Happy Holidays on the top. Perhaps I could use the top and then just put a little thing here that says joy, and that looks like a wreath. So just kind of thinking, I'm like, what do I want to put? So I'm going to go ahead and go for this one that says joy. I thought of perhaps just putting, see what this one has, a little bit of a holly, but I'm like, there's a lot of white. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one that says joy. Or if you have, I know that, oh, trying to see where those are. But I do have the papers, the foils that you get from the Dollar Tree, and with the words. If you have a stencil, this is the time to use it. So I'm just gonna go ahead here and just go for something like this. Trim it down a little bit more on this side. There you go. So that's going to go right up here, just like that on the top. Again, these are just the kind of the finishes that is completely up to you, you guys. Completely up to you how you want to do it. Glue stick. If you have kind of like a decoupage, kind of, I thought of putting a piece of that napkin as well. I was looking for, I know that I have some rice paper that has, you know, a little bit of a Santa Claus. So that is completely up to you. I'm trying to see which is the one that has the joint. So right here. There. See that? Just like that. That means that my cord for hanging is going to be right here. So for that, I could use my little velvet, And we're going to use, just put a little string right here where I'm going to be hanging it from. See, it's going to be hanging like this. Then we're still going to do their sequence. I'm just looking at my timing. So I got to make sure so that when it's hanging from the on the Christmas tree, I want to make sure that it's angled like this and you could still see the words or the top design. Okay. So you're pressing it down, making sure that it's glued. Okay. So see that? It's adorable. Okay, so now we're still going to do the sequence. And I was thinking of putting the sequence so that it could kind of be, I'm not sure at this point because now I just did that. Don't want to cover the burgundy. Perhaps maybe I could just do it all around. Listen, I think we just got to play with it. Not sure if I could just use it all around. You know, at this point, I'm not sure if it's needed, to be honest with you. Not sure. Gonna think of that one. Now, what I do want and what I do need is I'm going to go ahead and get something from up here because I'm going to perhaps add my little kind of like brads, the top of the brads. Let me see if they are too big because it is a small drum. And you know what? I think we can. See that? So these thumbtacks, let's go for them. And this is how I keep it, you guys. So I keep them upside down in the little containers where they kind of come in, and they're all very different. So that's where I keep them. All right, so let's go ahead and just push those in. Right there in the connection. And because this is a cardboard tubing, thanks Cheryl for that. Because it's a cardboard tubing, I'm just going to just press it down. I could always lift it up, put a little bit of hot glue on there, and to be sure that it's not going to come up again. We don't want it to be hurting anybody if in case they don't stay put. So there it is. So I'll go ahead and put a little dot of glue and then push them in. There. And that way, once we press them in, they're not coming back up. Oh, that is looking really cute now. Like it does, like it gives it more of the, you know, drum look. All right, so now we got to do the top. And the top is going to be, we're going to go through a little thicker amounts of fabric and paper. I gotta be careful with my thumb because this is the thumb that, I don't know if you remember, but for a while I did have an injury on that thumb. So I gotta, don't ruin it. Oopsie. There. Last one. Look at that, so pretty. Look at that, you guys. See that all around? Now, I do think that he needs a little something around here. So let me think. Thank you, guys. She's live. Am I missing something? All right, so we have just 1 minute. I do have this beautiful little ribbon, so I think it's going to be the one that is going very thin, and I think that's going to be the one that is going to be finishing up this little drum right here. So he's thinking needs something on there. So I'm going to take it all around just to kind of give it a little bit finishing touches. Now on where it says joy, being that it has a little bit of a ribbon, like a little bow there, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put a little tiny bit of greenery, just a little smudge, a little tiny bit, and then we're going to do the tiniest little bow, and then all we need, you guys, is the little drumsticks, which, to be completely honest with you, I have not thought of that, like what to do, how to make them. So I was thinking of just using a little bit of a bead, or little wooden sticks, kind of like a toothpicks. Use some toothpicks and a little wooden ball, wooden dowel, wooden ball, and just turn those into little drumsticks. Okay, so here is our, I'm going to let you go, guys, here on Facebook. I'm going to continue working on YouTube, but I'm going to leave you guys here on Facebook because I know that we have another presenter that's just about to begin, so I want to be respectful of that. In there, see, there is a sweet little drum thus far. Beautiful. I think that's going to look beautiful hanging. I'm going to finish up. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of shading or around here on this corrugated part of the paper, and I'm going to add my little bit of greenery and figure out how we do the drumsticks. But in the meantime, I hope this has inspired you quite a lot to be able to turn your what do you call these, your ribbon inner tubings into something so creative as to a little drummer from your drummer boys, just to remember the drummer boys hymn, Christmas hymn. So hope you have enjoyed this, and that you found this creative and very useful, and get to make it, guys. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and continue here on YouTube, and I'm gonna let you go. Just want to make sure that I have my tutorial completely done from start to finish, and that's available to you whenever you get to join. Don't forget, you can find me on YouTube, you can find me under His Grocery Science, on TikTok under His Grocery Science, and on Instagram under His Grocery Science, and of course Facebook under His Grocery Science Official. Have a beautiful night. May God bless you. May God keep you. Make His face shine upon you. May God grant you His peace. Enjoy the next creator. Adios. All right, here on YouTube, let's go ahead and continue. Thank you guys for. Are they called chopsticks? Are they really called chopsticks? Okay. You're drinking hot cocoa. Thanks. You're making me want to have some. Because I'm still, my toes are cold because I'm having flip-flops. I have flip-flops on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remember that I told you I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of dinge up this part. But now I'm thinking, I'm not sure if I actually want it brown or if I want it to be more of, I'm going to use my copper. That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of my copper color from, it says Spanish copper, which is Rub and Buff coloring. Here it is, Spanish copper. I'm going to go ahead and use that. And I still have my brush here from last night. And really hate how Rub and Buff turns your brushes, but it still works. I could use what for my drumsticks? Oh, the Chinese sticks. Yeah. Thanks. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of my Spanish copper, just to kind of dinge up. And look at that, guys. It just, yeah, because the white was getting a little bit too white for me. Look at that. I'm going to show you the difference, you guys. It's incredible. Look at that. See what that does? See the difference between the white. Look at the difference top and the bottom. right? Just a little bit of, using the Spanish copper, you could use some wax. To be honest with you, I just didn't want to get up again and get the wax right behind me. So, just being lazy. Yeah, I got my son, and I'm like, I told him, like, honey, put my hand between your hands and warm me up, because I'm like, it's so cold. 55 degrees weather here in Florida. This is so stinking cute, you guys. I hope you guys give this a try, because I bet you have many of these rolls rolling around. So I hope you give this cute little craft a try. There it is. Look at that. Look at the difference. See that? Oh, too cute. Too cute. All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and address this top part, and let's see. I'm hanging it from this side. Here we go. Just like this. I'm hanging it from the here. Hi, Leah. How are you? You're back. Let's see. Yes, it's so much better than the white tone. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we could find this tiniest little greenery. And tomorrow is my day for cleaning here, you guys. Remember that I told you that? Tomorrow is D-Day. So today, this is still a mess. But tomorrow is the day. Soon tomorrow will come. So as of right now, this place is still, oh, I think I found what I need. Here we go, perfect. As of right now, this place right here, still messy. Still messy. I'm getting some little tiny, what do you call that? Little berries. That one is not too tiny, but let's see. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and add that on the top. And you guys, I know what I'm going to use. I know the drumsticks. It came to mind. It came to mind. These are going to be my little drumsticks, you guys. Oh, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this part here. I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. Trim that down. I'm going to put that right there where the bow is. There. Get to the other one on the other side. There you go. I'm going to get a little tiny bit of this, little bit of, what do you call that? Of ribbon. And we are going to do our little bow from there. So what I'm going to do first is that I'm going to trim it here. And I'm going to do the hot gluing. So I'm going to do this little bow, you guys. It's the tiniest little bow. Look how tiny this is. We're going to just put our and start kind of like the shape. You know how that cancer awareness kind of loop. So that's how we're going to do. We're going to do that tiny little ribbon. Go ahead and put that on there. Put that one down. And do my loop. There you go. And then I'm going to come and the loop, we're going to be folding it in or folding it down just this way, just like so. Should be so that, but I'm gonna press it down. So I'm gonna put my little glue stick there. I'm sorry, my glue dot there. And I'm going to bring it down. And that's gonna be the smallest little tiny bow. And there is so much going on, you guys. You could put your a little bit of a little button on there. I'm just gonna put this little berry so I just have hanging out. That's just tiny little foam, little red berries. So I'm gonna go ahead and put one on there. And that's literally all you needed. All right, so I'm going to now work on my little drumsticks. This is so stinking cute, you guys. Honestly, so adorable. Down to the bow. Look how tiny. Look how tiny that little tiny bow is. You could barely tell that it's there with the greenery. Can you tell that if we have greenery there and we have a tiny little bow. Can you see? Adorable. All right, so now I'm going to turn these into my drumsticks. So here we go. Thank you, Lord, for allowing me to think of this because I didn't know. I didn't know what to use. It's one of those, you guys, that you think in part. You think of your crafts in part. All right. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this part right here and I'm going to turn that into one of my drumsticks. I'm going to go ahead and put this at the end. So we'll figure it out. We'll make it work. All right. B, I don't want to scare anybody. My craft room is really messy right now. I don't want to scare anybody. Honestly, I'm not kidding you. My craft room is really messy. Like literally, like the only space right now for that I have for walking is from the door here. All this part, and I have bins. I have like everything. You don't understand. I bought cabinets, and all these cabinets have these cute little drawers. Let me see if I can show you. These cute little drawers, and everything is in its place. This one has Jenga blocks. I mean, I have all of these, and this is just like walls of just those pull-out drawers. And I had asked my son, I think it was for my birthday or Mother's Day, I can't remember, but anyways, I did, and I took my time, and I took my time and I organized it, and you don't understand, this thing is like, there really is a space for everything, but it's not the space, it's me, it really is me, it's really me. You know what it is that I think I'm probably creating like a little bit of just probably creating excuses for myself where I shouldn't be excusing myself. But it's, to be honest with you, it's the fact that I finish here usually pretty late my crafts because this is a time that I craft. By the time that I finish, I'm looking at my clock and I'm like, I have to go. So I have to go to sleep because I got to work the next day. So look at the little drumsticks, aren't they cute? Let me go ahead and create the next one. So I'm looking, I'm like, oh gosh, I got to go to sleep. And of course, I'm like, I'll clean this tomorrow. Who really believes that? Nobody. I don't think I ever believe in myself. Oh, this is perfect, you guys. This one came out really good. Let me go ahead and get another one because that one turned out really, really well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and trim it. And all I have to do is to cut one of these off, one of these heads off. And there it is. Oh, come on. The other one came out so cute. The other one came out so cute, and this one did not. Okay. Well, here are my drumsticks. I'm going to just roll them up on the top, just so that they could kind of have a little bit of a thicker handle. There we go. Make them all the same size. But I know that if I were to record it, I'll probably be more aware of the fact that I have to finish. So who knows? All right, so our little drumsticks, you guys, are going to be right there on the side. Maybe on the bottom where it says joy. What do you think? Are those the precious? I think they're precious. I think they're precious, you guys. They are really, really, really precious. So I'm going to just get a little dot of glue up on the top. There. Come back with my other one that looks a little prettier. And I'm going to put a little dot of glue right there. And I'm going to make it kind of glued together. Great. This is too cute. Just so that it will move, I'm going to put that little tiny bit of glue under there. And I'm going to come back and show you what this cute little ornament looks like. You guys, this is it. Drumsticks and all. There it is. This is the side. This is the bottom. There it is. I think this is too cute. I'm gonna want to go hang it on my Christmas tree right now. I think it's too cute. I hope you guys get to make it. And look, I don't have excuses to make another one because look, here's another one. So I should go ahead and take a picture before and after. There's your something to make with your inner, with the inner ribbon tubings. There you go. So we turned it into a little drummer boy's drum. All right. Very, very creative. Cute. And if in case you're missing, this is not how you like it, go to Pinterest, and there is an array of ideas in different ways and different. But you know what? Once you turn it your own, you can turn it any way you want. And yeah, this one is not on Pinterest. I can show you. I can promise you that much. Anyways, I'm going to be letting you guys go. In the meantime, may God bless you. May God keep you. Make his face shine upon you. May God grant you his peace. And since I don't have to go to work tomorrow, I think I'm going to go ahead and start my cleaning today. So I'm going to begin with the floor right next to me, you guys, because yeah, there's too many things on the floor right now. So I should take a picture of the before and after, but I don't think I could do a video. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Don't forget that tomorrow on Craft on the Clock, you can find the Away in a Manger Fun Friday Christmas Fun Friday event. All right, love you guys so. May God bless you, keep you, make his face shine upon you. May God grant you his peace. May you have a beautiful Friday. And I'm going to find out if I'm supposed to be on tomorrow because I don't know. I'm not sure. All right. If not, I'll come back and show you my progress. All right. Have a wonderful night, guys. Los quiero mucho. Adios.